Hello and welcome to the Python tutorial series. My name is Daneyal and today I'll discuss about one more programming term that is called closure. So in the previous tutorial, we have seen this was the last program that I was discussing in the previous tutorials, inner function and the non-local variable. So if you don't know that how to create inner function and what is the non-local variable, just go and watch. Then you will be better understand that how to use the closure in application. So basically, what is a closure? First, understand only the definition. I'll try to keep it simple because whenever you go and learn the closure, you will find so many things on the web and tutorial, but it is sometime confusing. So I'll try to keep it simple and try to explain in a simple way. So closure is an inner function. So first thing, inner function. So it is required that you should know that what is inner function. That remembers it has access to variable in the local scope in which it's created even after the outer function scope has been finished its execution. So what is mean by this statement? So first of all, I just want to explain and I just want to recall few concepts that we have learned in the previous tutorial very quickly. First thing, suppose you have a function and if you declare any variable, for example, message inside it, and after that if you call this outer function, okay, let me print this here, print, and if I print outer message comma message, then look at the output that we are getting output that hello. But if you try to access this message outside of this function scope, then it is not possible. So if I copy this and paste here, then you can see that we are getting error. Message is not defined. It means the variable has its own scope that you cannot access outside of the function. So closure provides a way that that if any inner function is defined inside the outer function, then that function can remember the outer function's variable. So what is mean by that? Just I'm going to create one more time. This is inner function and delete this. And here I'm printing the value that is message, and inner function is now I'm calling out inside the outer function, and I'm calling outer function, and delete this one. So as you can see, I'm getting the greeting from inner function that is hello. It's fine because I'm calling the outer function. And one more concept we have learned that is called the higher order function. Higher order function means we can return a function from a function, and we can pass a function as argument to a function. So in place of execution of this function, what I'm going to do, I'm going to return this function from the body of outer function. Just look at this syntax, and I'm deleting this parenthesis. Okay, so when I will return this function, and if I call this function, then it will return the object of the inner function. So what will I do? I will store this function into the f. Okay, now first check that what is the f and what is the name of the f. So first of all, I'll print the f, and here one more thing I want to show you, that is f dot underscore underscore name. So let's see that what is the name of this function. So as you can see that if I'm printing the f, then we are getting the function outer and the inner function. It means f is containing the object of the inner function. If you don't understand by using this hexadecimal values, then you can see here that I'm printing the name of this f that is pointed by this variable. So you can see here that it points to the inner function. Okay, now as we know that when we call this outer function, and whenever we come to the next line, it will come out from the stack, and the scope of the variable will be delete. If we try to access this message variable outside of this function, then it will show error. I have already explained this just few minutes ago. So let's call the inner function by using f. This is now this is pointing to my inner function, and if I run this, then you can see here that greeting from the inner function and I'm getting hello. Is still hello is alive in a stack. Why? Because this inner function is closer, and this can remember even the outer function has been finished its execution, but it remembers the variable in which this inner function has been declared, the scope in which the inner function has been declared. So this is the use of closure, and this is called the closure. So it is very simple. Okay. So one more time, I want to show you what is the definition of the closure. A closure is an inner function. Remember this one, inner function that, remember, it has access to a variable in the local scope in which it's created. So let's see this. Inner function, and it's remember the variable of the local scope in which it has been created. Okay, and even after the outer function scope has been finished its execution. So outer function has been finished here. Now I am calling the inner function from this scope. So we are getting the value of this message even the outer function has been finished. If I write this one more statement del, and if I write outer function. Okay, now I'm trying to clear this closer one more time very quickly. Just look at here. I'm going to delete this function. Okay, and after that, if I call this outer function, just look at here. So we should get error. Why? Because outer function is not defined. Fine, because I have one statement by which I'm deleting this function. Now if I call this function f, and this function is pointing to this inner function, then still we will get the output as hello. Okay, so function has been deleted, but still your inner function remembers the variables, the local variables. This is called closure. So I hope this concept is clear. In conclusion, just look at here. Three criteria for the closure is required. One, there must be a nested function that we have seen, a function inside a function. This nested function has to refer to a variable defined inside the enclosing function. Just look at here. This inner function must to be point to some local variable in which this inner function has been declared. The enclosing function must return the nested function. So this enclosing function, this outer function is returning this inner function. So these three criteria should be met when we are using the closure. Now the question is, when should we use the closure? So closure help us to reduce the use of the global variables we have already seen in the functions and provide some form of the data hiding. Data hiding means, just look at here, this message variable. Okay, so this is now hiding and we are accessing through the inner function. It means it can provide an object-oriented solution to the problem. We'll see that what is object oriented, but this is since I'm discussing about the closure, so these points should be remembered. If we have few methods to be implemented in a class, if we are defining a class and we are going to implement only one and two methods in the class, so the better solution is we should go for the closure, and the alternative solution is we should go for the closure. That is the more elegant solution. And closure has one more use, means in the next video I'll discuss about one concept that is called decorator. So decorator in Python make an extensive use of the closures. Okay, so if you understand the closure concept, then you will better understand the decorator, and decorators has a vital use in application. Okay, so if you have doubt writing the closure, then put your comments queries into the comment box. Definitely I'll give you the answer. So thank you for watching this video. If you have any query, then put your queries into the comment box. Please like, comment, and share the views, share the videos, and don't forget to subscribe my channel. Thank you. Bye bye.